Do you guys know that you live in the best country in the world?
Yeah.
You know it's okay to be the best?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it. Might as well be us, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, seriously, I was just so thankful I could grow up in a great country where I had the freedom. Everybody say freedom. Freedom and the opportunity to be the best I could be. In fact, I could be the best in the world. Isn't that a crazy thought, being the best in the world is something? Let me ask you a question. Do you think when you grow up, you can be the best in the world out of 6 billion people at whatever you're going to do when you grow up?
No.
What do you think? Okay, you don't think it's that right? Some of you have a positive attitude. You're like, yeah, I can do it. Some of you, you have this look in your eyes like, dude, that's really hard. Guys, if you would have told me when I was 12 years old, trying to get my breaststroke legal, that I was going to grow up and be one of the fastest swimmers in the world, and I would have had the same look too. Like, I don't think so, man. But guys, I was wrong. Things like that do happen. Hard work does pay off! Did you hear what I just said? Hard work does pay off. That's the kind of country we live in. That's the kind of sport swimming is. If you work hard enough, long enough, you can do some pretty cool things too. So guys, that was a great moment. Winning that gold medal, looking at that beautiful flag, singing that anthem. And just when I didn't think it could get any better, it does. Because after you win, you parade around the pool deck and you wave to all the thousands of people in the stands. I don't know who they are, but they're waving at me and I'm waving back. It's really fun. But then it got even better. And I'll never forget this moment, because I remember as I made my way down the deck, I looked up way in the stands, and that's when I caught eyes with my mom and my dad. And this is my favorite part, because they're up there, and they're laughing and crying uncontrollably as they just watched their son win a gold medal in front of the whole world. And I'll never forget that moment when I saw my mom. When she's crying, I start crying. Because we both thought of all those mornings at 5:30 a.m. that my mom would come to my room when it was still dark and early, and she'd sit on my bed and scratch my back and say, "It's time for practice, son. I've got your smoothie downstairs waiting for you. I'll drive you to practice when you're ready." Now, she wasn't always that nice. But I am so thankful for my mom, who fed and cared for me all those years. And then I looked at my dad. My dad's my hero. And I knew I'd made him proud. When I finally got up to the stands to hug my mom and my dad, they couldn't run to me quick enough, and they threw their arms around me, and they kept yelling in my ear something like this. "That was awesome! Show me how fast you swam! We're so proud of you! We love you!" And they kept yelling those words over and over. "We're so proud of you. We love you." And when they said those words, that was the very best moment of the whole Olympic Games. Was when they said those words, "I'm so proud of you. I love you." Guys, I share with you that moment because I spent 20 years total training for the Olympic Games. And in those 20 years, I learned a little bit about how the human heart is made and how the human being operates best. I learned that unconditional love is the most powerful force in the universe. You see, my parents' unconditional love for a little 12-year-old kid allowed me to try out for a sport I wasn't very good at. And I could try, and I could fail, and I could get back up and try harder because I knew I was loved. And sure enough, their love for me was the greatest motivator through all those tough years. And sure enough, their love for me was the greatest reward when the journey was done. Knowing that I'm unconditionally loved has been the greatest truth I've ever known and the greatest gift my parents ever gave me. Moms and dads, I just want to say thank you for loving on your kids, for feeding them, cheering them, supporting them no matter what the time or place. That is the greatest gift you could ever give them. Can we give our parents, athletes a round of applause for being there for us? Thank you guys. Always give them a hug and say thank you, because that is a tough job. Thank you, Mom and Dad. We appreciate you. So guys, the single greatest truth I've ever known is that I'm unconditionally loved. So that means the single most important thing Ian and I can ever share with you today is this one truth. I hope you're listening. Are you ready? Here it is. The single most important thing to life in swimming is this. You're loved. You are loved. We just got to know you, and we already love you. And your parents, they definitely love you. And your coaches, they love you most of the time. No, they love you all the time too. And God loves you.
Is that a synonym?
Please don't ever forget that. That is the most important thing to life in swimming. Now, the second most important thing to life in swimming is something called the streamline. I've never heard that word before. Yeah, you better. And that's what we're going to talk about the rest of the day. All right, people. That is very important. Those are the two most important things. You will be quizzed on those later. Don't ever forget them. So, we are now approaching the water very soon. I have one last story. I went to another Olympic Games. I got even faster. I trained even harder. But those Australians, they got faster too. And they touched us out. Now, second in the world ain't so bad. But isn't the gold medal prettier? Yeah, I think so too. I love my gold medals. But guys, this silver medal is my most favorite medal of my whole life. Of all the thousands of ribbons and trophies and medals I've ever won, this is my favorite. Isn't that? I'm glad you asked that. I'm going to tell you why. Why is this beat-up second place medal my favorite? Guys, let me tell you why. At 28 years old, oldest guy on the USA team, this is when I broke the American record. This is when I did the best of my life. This is when I swam my fastest. This is my favorite medal. What's more important, the color of the medal or that you did your best? That's right, you said the color of the medal. That's right. That you did your best is the right answer. Don't ever forget it. What makes you a champion is that you always do your best. Sometimes you win. We like that. Sometimes you don't. Maybe most of the time you don't. That's okay. If you do your best, that's what makes you a champion. So guys, that's all we want from you today is your very best. We want you to listen as best you can. Watch us do the strokes and the drills as best you can. Then you try the strokes and the drills as best you can. And then when we think you're ready, oh boy, we're going to race you. We're going to dive off those blocks, and Ian and I are going to race every single one of you in a 25 freestyle. And it's going to be awesome. Now please do not freak out. We will give you a nice big head start. But after that, you better go real fast, because we're going to come get you. It's going to be very exciting, a great Kodak moment. So, what's going to happen, folks, is we're going to do a freestyle and backstroke first, and starts and turns, and race. And then we're going to take our snap break. Then we're going to hear from Ian, and then get back in the water and do butterfly and breaststroke. Maybe one more race, and then we sign autographs and pictures, and then we are out of here probably right about 8:45. Because I know you guys want to get to bed on time and do more homework. Anyway, so we're going to have a great time. Parents, please feel free to enjoy the whole program. Do you have a question? Yes. Oh, my old first coach didn't think I could be very good. Yeah, he's probably sorry now. So,
don't give them ideas to leave me. Don't give them any ideas.
Yeah, no. You're always trying to.
You're not leaving me, guys.
Always keep the good strong. So. Okay, you guys are awesome. Let's get our student goggles on. and let's meet right there on the side, because Ian and I are going to demonstrate right here in lane 1. So these two guys on lane 6, we're going to demonstrate lane 6. Ready, break!